Why does she lose interest and pull away when you thought things were getting real? You plan a thoughtful night. You open up. She smiles, then tightens. Her texts shrink. Her availability drops. You feel confusion and frustration. You replay every message. You blame timing, chemistry, yourself. That is the surface story. The deeper story sits in push, pull, and attachment. What looks like fading interest often signals alarm. She pulls to test safety. She distances to protect herself. She checks how you respond. It is not what you think. This video walks you into the hidden mechanics. I will show the 3 common triggers that spark withdrawal. You will learn the difference between avoidant distance and genuine loss of interest. I will give short scripts you can use in texts and in person. I will show when to step closer and when to give space. Follow these steps and you stop guessing. You create clarity. You build consistent attraction. If you want fewer confusing breakups and a steadier love life, subscribe, like, and watch until the end. Point number 1, why she loses interest. Imagine the first time you noticed her energy shift. At the start, she laughed at your jokes, sent long texts, and seemed excited to see you. Then slowly her messages became shorter. She canceled plans. She felt far away even when she was sitting next to you. Can you remember a time when someone you cared about started to slip through your fingers like that? How did it feel in your chest, in your stomach? When you sensed something was off but couldn't explain it, maybe you replayed every moment trying to figure out what went wrong. Did you say too much? Did you seem too eager? Did you not give enough? This is where many relationships stall. Interest seems to fade, but underneath it something more complex is happening. She might be feeling overwhelmed, unsure, or testing if the connection is real. She may be protecting her heart before it gets too close. Have you ever pulled back yourself, even from someone you liked, just because you felt afraid of getting hurt? The truth is that when a woman loses interest or appears to pull away, it rarely happens overnight. It's a gradual process tied to her emotional safety, her perception of your consistency, and her own attachment style. When you understand this, you stop seeing it as rejection and start seeing it as communication. What would it change for you if you could read those signs early? Before she shuts down completely, this video will help you look beneath the surface. It will show you how to recognize the subtle cues that tell you she is feeling insecure or uncertain rather than simply bored. As you watch, think about your own experiences. Where did you miss these cues before? Where could you respond differently now? By the end, you will know how to create an environment where interest grows instead of fades, where connection deepens instead of drifts. Point number 2, the push-pull loop. Think about a time when everything with her felt electric. One day she leaned in, texting you first, sharing her secrets and making plans. The next day she pulled back, slower replies, cooler tone, less eye contact. Did you feel that swing from closeness to distance? Did it leave you guessing, checking your phone, and wondering what changed overnight? This back and forth is not random. It is the push-pull loop. When she feels drawn to you, she leans in. When she feels uncertain or fears losing control, she pulls away. Have you ever done the same? Have you ever wanted someone so much that you backed off just to feel safe? That tension between wanting and retreating creates emotional highs and lows that can feel addictive but also confusing. Does this pattern sound familiar in your own love life? Many people misread the push-pull loop as pure rejection. In reality, it is often about testing boundaries, searching for stability, or seeking reassurance. She may be asking herself if you will stay steady when she steps back, or if you will chase, get angry, or disappear. Your response to her pull sets the tone for what happens next. What would happen if instead of reacting with panic or frustration, you responded with calm, steady presence? Understanding the push-pull loop allows you to see her behavior in context. It shows you that interest and distance can coexist. It helps you stay grounded, which is attractive and reassuring. While you watch this video, think back to your own relationships. When did someone pull away and how did you react? Where did it make things worse or better? By the end of this section, you will see how to break the cycle, stop the guessing, and create a connection that feels safe for both of you. Point number 3, attachment types that drive pulling away. Think back to someone you cared about deeply. Maybe in the beginning it felt easy, like you could be yourself. Then slowly you noticed patterns you couldn't explain. Sometimes they reached for you, sometimes they froze you out. Did you ever wonder why someone could feel so close one moment yet so far the next? Did it make you question your own worth or doubt your instincts? This is where attachment types quietly shape behavior. From childhood experiences and past relationships, each person develops a way of connecting. Some people feel secure and steady, trusting closeness. Others feel anxious, craving reassurance but fearing abandonment. Others feel avoidant, needing space when emotions grow intense. Which one sounds most familiar to you? Do you recognize yourself in any of these patterns? How about your partner? When a woman pulls away, it often isn't about losing interest. It can be her attachment system activating. If she's avoidant, she may retreat to feel safe. If she's anxious, she may push and pull to test if you care. How does that change the way you see her behavior? What would shift if you stopped taking it personally and started seeing the deeper need underneath? By understanding attachment types, you gain a new lens. You stop reading her distance as rejection and start seeing it as self-protection. This perspective allows you to respond with empathy and calm instead of panic or anger. As you watch this section, think about the last time someone pulled away from you. Could attachment style explain their behavior? Could yours explain your response? By the end, you will know how to identify these patterns, adjust your approach, and create a safer emotional space where interest grows instead of fading. Point number 4. What you do that speeds her retreat. Picture the moment when she first started pulling back. Her text slowed, her tone cooled, and her plans became vague. In that moment, how did you react? Did you send more messages? Try harder to win her attention or question her feelings? Can you recall the rush of panic in your chest? The urge to do something, anything to bring her back? Many men unknowingly accelerate her retreat at this stage. They overtext, over-explain, or push for clarity before she feels ready. Have you ever done that? Have you ever tried to fix the distance and watched it get worse instead of better? This is the trap. When she senses pressure or desperation, it confirms her fear that the connection is not safe. She then retreats further to protect herself. How different would it feel if you could stay calm and steady instead? Your tone, your timing, and your response patterns can either soothe or scare. If you mirror her withdrawal with coldness, she may read it as rejection. If you chase too hard, she may feel smothered. The key is balance, showing consistent interest without anxiety. What would happen if you gave her enough space to breathe, while still signaling that you care? This section will show you the behaviors that quietly push her away and the subtle shifts that draw her back in. Think about your own past relationships. Where did your actions speed her retreat? Where could you have slowed down, listened, and steadied yourself? As you watch this part of the video, you will learn how to hold your center, reduce pressure, and make her feel safe enough to return to the connection rather than run from it. Point number 5. How to reconnect without chasing. Think about a time when she started to pull away and you felt that sting of loss. Maybe you stayed up late scrolling through old messages. Maybe you wrote a text, deleted it, then wrote it again. Did you feel torn between reaching out and holding back? That moment of uncertainty can feel like a test of your entire connection. Have you been there before? When someone you care about withdraws, the natural impulse is to chase. You want clarity, reassurance, and closeness. But chasing usually creates the opposite effect. It signals fear and pressure, which can push her even further away. Can you recall a time when pushing for answers only made things colder? How would it feel if you could respond from a place of calm instead? Reconnecting without chasing starts with patience and presence. It means giving her the space she needs while staying grounded and available. It's about showing, not forcing, that you value the connection. This could look like sending a thoughtful but brief check-in instead of multiple texts. It could mean focusing on your own life, your goals, and your friendships so you project steadiness rather than anxiety. How might your energy shift if you centered yourself first? This section will help you build that steadiness. You will learn how to signal interest without overreaching, how to rebuild emotional safety, and how to invite her back into closeness on her terms. As you listen, think about the last time you tried to reconnect. What worked and what pushed her further away? By the end, you will know how to approach that moment with confidence and calm so she feels drawn back toward you rather than feeling pressured to escape. We've walked through why she loses interest, the push-pull loop, the power of attachment styles, and how your own actions can either speed her retreat or draw her closer. You've also learned how to reconnect without chasing, which can change the way you handle every future relationship. As you think back on what we covered, can you see patterns from your own life more clearly now? Can you imagine how different your love life could feel if you applied even one of these shifts starting today? I want to thank you for spending your time here with me. Every view, every moment of reflection builds a community of people who care about creating stronger, healthier connections. You're not alone in trying to understand these moments. We're figuring them out together. If this video helped you see things in a new way, consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. It's a simple way to stay connected and keep growing. I'd also love to hear your stories and thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences help others feel understood and supported. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.